who called General Sibia and others about the shooting.
Yes,
Is it true that you were at the hospital when Senzo Meyiwa arrived?
yes. I found him in hospital, not when he arrived.
Why did you, as a high-ranking officer, find it necessary to be physically present at the hospital?
I did not go to the crime scene. I went to a hospital so that I can give a report to the National Commissioner at the time as the senior police officer and the acting provincial commissioner.
You went to go do a statement.
Not a statement,
What did you go and do?
to report the incident of a high-profile case that has just occurred.
How does being at the hospital assist you in reporting that?
To verify facts.
You wanted to
because colleagues-
verify whether it was him that was shot.
The reason why I went to the hospital is because the hospital could not function at that moment, and all other police officials were busy with the crime scene itself. So I went to the hospital to assist controlling the crowds. When I arrived at the hospital, I can't recall the time exactly, it was full like FNB Stadium.
So you went to control the crowd.
I just assisted to control the crowd and gave the report to the National Commissioner and the then Divisional Commissioner. And acting as National Commissioner did not take away my responsibility as the Deputy Provincial Commissioner responsible for investigations.
All right. Did you go to the house afterwards?
Yes, I went.
That's where the crime scene was.
With the permission of the investigators. I will not go to the crime scene if investigators are not permitted, including which area of the crime scene I can go into.
So you went to the hospital to control the
And
crowd.
spend some time, yes.
Please allow me to finish the question.
Okay.
You went to the hospital to control the crowd, and then left the hospital, and then went to the house, scene of the crime. What did you go and do there?
To get the report.
You had report you needed at the hospital
Yes,
and report at the house.
yes.
Take us through what you did when you got there, step by step.
I called the then provincial head of detectives, which was Major General Daiwe, if it is safe for me to get into the crime scene, because the incident shall have happened the previous day around 7:30. It was almost in the morning of the next day when I made my way to the house just to check, is it safe? What can you report to me so that I can update the National Commissioner? I shall have called the National Commissioner at the time, General Pierre, and I have called the then Divisional Commissioner, General Munu, both are not in the service, and gave them the progress report on what is happening on the matter. I was briefed and I left everybody at the crime scene, called the National Commissioner, give feedback, and I left.
So you just got out of your car, looked, called someone, and your report was fine. You had all the information for what you needed for your report.
At the time, yes.
Just get out of the car, call the person. You didn't do anything on the scene.
No.
You just called somebody.
I called before. I wouldn't go to the crime scene if I was not permitted.
And then when you got to the crime scene, you what did
received
you
the
do?
briefing.
From someone.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
You drove all the way just for someone to brief you on the scene.
Yes.
General, can you confirm under oath that that crime scene was not tampered with?
Crime scene happened around 7. I got to the crime scene around 2 a.m. I cannot confirm under oath that the crime scene was not tampered because I don't know why the report came only around 10 p.m. when the incident happened around 7. So I do not know whether it was tampered or not. I cannot under oath here today, after everything that went into the investigation, for certain say the crime scene was not tampered. tampered with. But at the time when I received the report, already it was hours after the incident.
Do you know whether the murder weapon was moved?
I don't know.
It has been stated that Commissioner Pierre at the time ordered the case to be taken away from local detectives and given to other detectives. And apparently it was moved about 10 times. Is this true?
General Pierre's involvement, I think, was days after the incident, immediately, like less than a month after the incident, that the reason why calling General Sibiya, General Taiwe, and the late Brigadier Ndlovu was the magnitude of the case itself, the high-profile matter that the establishment of provincial investigative units, PIUs, was to intervene on matters of this nature. So immediately after realizing the challenges that the case is having, it was moved from the local detective to PIU immediately. So the 10 times, I think we need to qualify the timelines and who would have ordered, because it happened over time, over years, to move from one investigative unit to the other. It's not something that was summoned immediately, today it's here, tomorrow, no. It's something that happened over time and with the challenges that would have been highlighted at the time that this is happening. Can General Munu oversee this investigation? And when General Munu did that, apologies if I'm taking long, he adopted the same provincial team that was working under him as the divisional commissioner responsible for detective services.
So this reshuffling was so that the more experienced people can deal with it because of the nature of the case.
That was the motivation, yes.
After so many times,
Yes.
not one was then found to be the one to deal with the case so it can be concluded.
I think at the time, the current investigator was at the province, and it was allocated to other team and it went back. That is where it is still now. What I do not recall is before going back to Brigadier Gininda, how many times did it go back? Because with the decision to take it over to the provincial office, then it means it goes to my commander, to the higher level. And whatever decision that will be taken, it's beyond my control. I can't control that. My commander, you cannot take this docket to this person and not that person.
It's just that it has to be shuffled so many times and still it is not sorted. Did you have a problem, General, with the case being moved out of its jurisdiction?
I did not have a problem, because what was important was to solve that particular matter and to get the apex of the investigative capacity that we have. Hence, we have put together that task team. At some point, I was at the division when the meeting was held, and we have collected some of the members, or recall some of the members that were elsewhere, to form the team, and they were tasked with different responsibilities. So I did not have a problem. Yes, at first it was taken away from my control as the Deputy Provincial Commissioner Crime Detection at the time to the Divisional Commissioner, but Divisional Commissioner is my commander, and it happens even today. If there are challenges with any matter, it will be escalated to the next level.
It being taken away from you, is that indicative of the fact that the feeling of the National Commissioner at the time was that you couldn't handle it?
It was taken away from me with my members. So it was not completely taken away from me, because my members were to report progress to the Divisional Commissioner. So it was still the same team of the province.
Just a different commander?
Just the different, but